Good morning, grade 8. So last week we are in Japan, right? And for today's lessons from Japan, we will be traveling to Persia. So are you ready? Let's go. And now we are here in Persia, the magic of West Asian literature. In this lesson, we will find out how can stories be used as an instrument in molding a person's character and shaping the history of nation. Did you know that ancient Persia is now known as Iran? And the ancient territories have a very rich culture. Their literature refers not only to oral but also written tradition. So today we will be discussing a Persian short story entitled Haji Maraj. It is written by Sadek Hidayat, and let us discover how the characters of Persian stories were described. Let's meet first the author Sadek Hidayat. So he was the foremost short story writer of Iran and was born in 1903. He was of a highly educated aristocratic family. So when we say aristocratic, it means that he belongs to the upper class family. So after finishing his primary education, or education rather, he was sent to French, or rather to French school to study French. And he received his secondary education there and was sent to Europe on a government scholarship to study dentistry. So that is Sadek Hidayat. And to start, let's check first some difficult words that we will be encountering in the story. So first we have Haji. So it is a title given to a person who had visited Mecca. So Mecca, it is the holiest of Muslim cities. Next we have Riyal. So it is a monetary unit or currency of Iran, Oman, and Yemen. Next, we have tantamount. So it means equivalent. Okay, so exasperated means irritated or frustrated. And the other one, obstinate, it is stubborn or determined. Next, we have haywire. It means out of control. And respite, it is a break or a short period of rest. And unchaste, it means dirty, not pure. Abreast, side by side. Assail, to attack violently with blows or words. Again, to attack violently with blows or words. Next, impertinence, it means irrelevance, inappropriateness. And twitch, it means to move or pull with a sudden motion. So these are the words or the difficult words that we will be encountering in the story Haji Maraj. And now let's discuss the story Haji Murad, a Persian short story written by Sadek Hidayat and translated by Iraj Bashiri. And here is the summary of the story Haji Murad. So Haji Murad here is the main character in the story. So he jumped off the platform of his shop, brushed the dirt off the folds of his dark gray garment, tightened his silver belt, stroked his hennaed beard, and called Hazan his apprentice. So here, Haji has a shop with Hazan as his apprentice. So together, they closed the store and Haji gave Hazan 4 riyals. Then he disappeared into the crowd. So while walking, most of the shopkeepers greeted Haji, saying Salaam, or that is, how are you, Haji? And as we all know, Haji means, or rather, it's like a title given to a person who had visited Mecca. The word Haji was tantamount to a title even though Haji knew that he had not visited Mecca. And the reason why he was named Haji is because his father passed away when he was a child, and his mother sold their house and they moved to Karbala. After 2 years, uh, Haji managed to move to his uncle Hamadan, but he also passed away. And Haji alone was the sole heir. That's why he inherited his uncle's title of Haji, and along with it is his uncle's shop. So here, Haji inherited the shop and the title Haji. Haji now appeared at the entrance of the bazaar. He then thought the usual struggle with his wife. So here, Haji is married, but he was not happy with his wife. So it is not a happy marriage. So Haji was nearing the lane that led to his house when suddenly it occurred to him that his wife had passed him without offering any sign of recognition. So for Haji, he can recognize his wife easily because of the distinguishing mark, which allowed Haji to pick her out from among 1,000 women. So he recognized her white border of her veil and he shouted her. The woman turned her head as if she was frightened, quickened her pace. So Haji was really mad the way the woman acted, so he shouted her again. One by one, the doors of the houses opened, and from all sides people began to join. Haji's vein stood out on his reddened forehead and neck. The woman and Haji was still fighting, and Haji slapped the woman. That is why the woman shouted for the police. And after a while, the police came and they all set out for the police station. On the way to police station, doubts began to assail Haji's confidence. Okay, he looked at the woman's buckled shoes and her stockings, different or very different from his wife's. And now Haji realized he made a mistake, but it was too late. And moving on, they reached the police station. Haji and the woman were ushered into the room in which two lieutenants were sitting at their desk. So that's when Haji admits that he made a mistake. So the woman is not his wife. So the lieutenant wrote something on a paper and handed it to the policeman. Haji was asked to go to the other room and he counted out some bills. And in the name of fine, laid them on the desk. And now Haji was presented in front of the police station. He lowered his head with shame. He received 50 lashes right in front of the people, but he did not twitch an eyebrow. Haji was set out for home. His head was lowered. It was a bad and embarrassing day for Haji. 2 days later, Haji divorced his wife. And that's the end of the story, Haji Murad. So to end our lesson for today, let's have some short reflection. Okay? So Haji Murad is an outrageous, strange person. He took pride in himself as he attached special importance to the title Haji, though he knew himself that he had not visited Mecca. Also, marriage is sacred. It entails responsibilities for both husband and wife, but Haji and his wife should be mature enough and responsible in handling each other's role to achieve harmony, peace, and love in the family. But in the story, Haji divorced his wife instead of changing his attitude. He must realize the importance of his wife in his life. Okay. I hope you learned something from the story of Haji Murad. And that's all for today, grade 8. Again, this is teacher Mitch saying, don't stop exploring and keep on learning. So thank you for watching. Bye everyone. Have a nice day.